Hello, this is Socially Triggered, and this video I want you to realize that everybody is an idiot. That's what the video is going to be about. I'm going to say what it is. We're all idiots. And the reason I say that we're all idiots is not because I actually believe that we're all idiots, but it's the philosophy that I've sort of, under this COVID-19 kind of pandemic, I've seen this kind of belief that, you know, if everyone was just like me, this is the belief that people seem to have. If everyone was just like me, we wouldn't need this lockdown because we would just I know what to do. I know that we should socially distance. I know that I should wear a mask when I go out. I know to wash my hands. But it's all those idiots out there. They're the problem because of we need them to be controlled. And those idiots, they just don't know what they're doing. And because of them, we have to, we lock down the system because those stupid idiots, we need the government to control those people over there who are idiots. And that's the sort of going philosophy, that we don't trust our fellow man, and we think that they're all idiots. And you see this a lot, this kind of philosophy that everyone who's not like me is an idiot. It's like one of these beliefs that we don't really trust our fellow man. And the funny thing is, we live in a democracy. And if you think about the very concept of a democracy, is that you have to trust your fellow man because uh, your fellow man is the one that's making the decisions for you ultimately, because if enough people vote a specific way, they get whatever they want. They vote for what they want, and if the majority of people vote for whatever, well, that's what you're stuck with. so we have to trust that in a democracy. But the funny thing is, often don't trust. We don't trust our fellow man, and we rely on the government to be the one who's the enforcer. Uh, and that's kind of one of those weird things. Like, I actually believe in my fellow man. I believe that people are smart enough that they can make the right decision. I know that I won't go out without washing my hands afterwards, and I wash my hands when I need to, and I avoid sick people. If I see somebody sick, I avoid that person, and I can make those kind of rational decisions, those common sense decisions on my own. And I think majority of people do the same. So way back when, this might seem like a totally different time period. This might almost be a time period we can't even relate to anymore. Well, back in February, back in February, I remember, like, when fears of the COVID-19 thing happened, people were avoiding Chinese people. They were like, well, they're kind of risky. Like, we hear that there's a big plague happening in China. Maybe there's been a lot of travel between China and here. So maybe we should avoid avoid those people, just to be safe, just to be, like, cautious. And that happened enough that the people recognized that, hey, maybe people are avoiding all these Chinese people, and that's somehow bad. And the government, they told us, oh, no, 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 don't avoid those Chinese people because that's racism, and you don't want to avoid Chinese people. And they cracked down on it, and it was like, oh, you stupid people, you have to be nice to Chinese people and go hug a Chinese person right now, you racist. Like, so we basically were taught, to go against our natural instincts, which is kind of like be cautious, kind of judge the situation. If you know that Chinese person, if you know that they haven't traveled to China, well, then maybe they're safe, and you judge that accordingly. So we're intelligent enough to do that, but instead we rely on the government to make that decision for us, where the government says, oh, you got to hang out with Chinese people, you got to embrace the Chinese person, rather than just trusting ourselves, trusting our own judgment. So that's one of the things that I've seen, like where we're constantly trusting the government, and then a month later, the government's like, well, don't even go near anyone. Now we gotta say that you're not smart enough to realize that you have to socially distance. You have to stay away from everybody. Don't go near that person or anybody, and don't go out. Don't 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 even go to people that you know. No, don't. You got to be socially isolated. You have to be quarantined. You got to lock in and stay tight, and don't go near anything. Don't go out unless it's an emergency, for essential supplies, and it's all this kind of stuff. Where now we're totally, like, we're almost xenophobic of everything, like everyone. So it's like, we become like where we're totally paranoid, because the government told us to be that way. And it's all under this belief that everybody's idiots and that we have to follow the government because only the government knows. Only the government knows what's best for us. And I don't think so. I really don't think so. I actually think that people are smart. They're not that dumb. We've survived, a million years at least, according to evolution. Um, and I think we're fairly smart creatures. We seem to have survived this long, and we don't creatures don't usually survive unless they do something right. So our natural instincts, we should follow those. And a lot of the time, those natural instincts kind of, we would naturally socially distance. We would naturally, as I said, wash our hands and so forth. And I think we should start trusting our fellow man and move away from trusting in the government, which often, if you really want to know who the idiots are in the world, it's not the general people out there. It's not your fellow man. It's the government. They're the idiots. And they tell us the craziest stuff, and they have us do the craziest things. And they do a lot of things that really take away from our freedom and our ability to make the decisions that we should make on our own. It's always best to make decisions for yourself than have somebody else make those decisions for you. Um, and that's just been my thought. So instead of thinking that everybody's an idiot, especially, it's really easy to think people are idiots on the other side. Like if somebody has like opposing viewpoints, like the left, the left people on the left see the people on the right as idiots, and the people on the right see the people on the left as idiots. Rather than assuming everybody's an idiot, let's give people a little bit of um, respect, and say, hey, look, maybe they're not complete idiots. Like maybe they have the ability to make kind of rational decisions, and let's let freedom kind of rule, and rather than relying on the government. So have faith in your fellow man, and let's get out of this lockdown as soon as possible. Don't let the government try to rule us, and because they'll never let us go. And my goal is to be free. And I hope you will also seek freedom and respect your neighbors, and trust in your neighbors as well. So this has been Socially Triggered. I'd love to hear your feedback. What do you think about the quarantine? Is the quarantine actually useful, or is it all just for naught? I might even make a video explaining that portion of this whole situation. I'm debating about it. I don't really like talking about this as much anymore. I've just been overdosed with it. But I hope you enjoyed this video. This video really isn't just about this one case that we're in. It's about all cases. We got to really trust our fellow man a bit more. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks. Please like, comment, and subscribe, all that wonderful stuff. And check out my other videos. Thanks.